on the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again, and just heads up, Emily. There's someone who said, "Hey, Emily, you sit far sometimes from the mic." Yeah, because of your movement. I'm sure you didn't see that.
No.
But I'm just telling you because I don't want that person irritated.
But then sometimes when I put it close, people are like, it's
Yeah,
covered in my
you're
face.
right. Hey, difficult to please people. All right. Today we're gonna just deliver a story that we were requested to deliver.
Thank
we
you
went
for the
and did
recommendations.
our research
Thank you, guys.
as you requested, and we will tell you probably what we are thinking after Emily has delivered. Let's hit the ground and run. But while we're doing that, please like the video, share the video, and make sure that you communicate with the video, with us through that video, so that we can have this video moving. It's always nice to do the work and the research, all that we do. And there are people then who would come here and tell us we don't do research. While when we listen to them.
Leave them alone. They are late to the party. Like, I don't even recognize the account. So
if you are new to this channel, please watch all the videos before you comment. It helps because you comment with information rather than commenting or looking at us in a certain way that we don't appreciate. We do appreciate being criticized, but not if we're criticized for something we are doing.
Research. You don't know how many hours we spend.
Yeah, we don't just release videos. We're not one of those. Maybe you're from those channels, but here we don't just release.
We dig.
So yeah, I mean.
So hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Now today's story is very sad. Today's story is a roller coaster. Like, I saw the clips, Mr. Anonymous, of this young man speaking in court. They were on Twitter circulating the whole day, and people are like, "Oh, he speaks so well. Oh my God, he speaks with a twang and with a nice English and you know, for a moment there, I thought like maybe I am Sugela, you know, what is going on?" And then the court of public opinion, our family, started sending the story, and then I was motivated. I was like, you know what? Let me look deeper, Papa. Let me look deeper into the story, because it will be very dangerous to make my assumptions based off of that clip that I saw.
Yeah.
So today we're covering the very unfortunate story of Kirsten Kluyts, who unfortunately passed away in a very, very gruesome manner. We all know that GBV is very rampant in South Africa.
Yes.
It's not something we should get used to. However, it's happening and we don't know why. And when I first heard of this case, I was wondering whether the young man accused of ending Kirsten's life was a psycho, or he was being accused of a crime he did not commit. I was torn. I don't want to lie, you guys. I was torn in between and not knowing until I started doing the research. So I went deep into the story to try and find out some of the answers, or some of the things that will help you, the court of public opinion as well, come to a conclusion or be interested in the case, because I feel like it's going to be a big one. Okay. So this story began on the 29th of October 2023. A 34-year-old lady who was an English teacher at Delta Park High School in Blagory. I don't know how to pronounce the place.
Is it a high school?
Yes, it's a high school.
Not a college?
Not a college.
When I did my research, it talked about the college. Was the guy?
The college is the guy. The guy is the one who's from a college.
Oh.
The lady taught at the high school in Blagory. It's an area somewhere around the North Cliff area. So by the name of Kirsten Kluyts, well, she was found dumped at the side of a jogging path inside George Lee Park. Kluyts disappeared while participating in a weekly run on October the 29th. Now, apparently Kluyts was a walker and a regular runner, and she always participated in this race called My Run. It was a routine for her. Every Sunday, she would participate in this my run, jogging and walking for exercise purposes. Now it took place every Sunday morning, and she was part of 8 people who were participating in the 5-kilometer trail. Now the race took off from 7 o'clock in the morning, and around 9 o'clock, when the runners and walkers realized that one of their own was not coming back, yet people who went to look for her only to find her lifeless, naked body next to the road where she was running. And it is alleged that she was covered in boxes. Now, there's also allegations that there was a guy who was hiding in the bush. They were saying that this guy could be the one who attacked her and dragged her towards the bushes, and he strangled her and forced himself on her and removed all of her clothes. She was later found attacked and murdered down that embankment. Some of her possessions, including her cell phone, headphones, and car keys, were left at the scene. However, her sports watch and blue t-shirt, as well as sunglasses that she was wearing during the race, were missing. Her body was found dumped by the side of a jogging path inside George Leo Park in Sandton. Now, at the time her body was discovered, the provincial police spokesperson said that passers-by made the gruesome discovery on October the 29th. And the circumstances surrounding her death were unknown at that stage, pending further police investigations. So a case of murder was opened by the police. After almost a month in their investigations, police found that a 21-year-old student was a suspect. He made his first court appearance on the 28th of November 2023 for allegedly forcing himself on Kluyts and killing her. It was also reported that Kluyts' brutal murder left joggers in fear, as a number of northern suburb residents frequented and utilized the path for health purposes. Imagine now these people have their whole lives have been disturbed. These people are used to doing this. It's a normal routine. And I don't think even the deceased, may her soul rest, like Kirsten, did not think that she was in danger, because it's something that she was used to doing. Do you understand? She didn't think that something like this would happen to her in that neighborhood. We have to also mind that allegedly it's a gated community. It's a gated community because later on I found out that this guy actually jumped. He jumped some fence, or a big fence that was covering the place where they were jogging.
Is it a fence to a sport ground or a fence? He was already inside the gated community.
He was already inside.
So whatever school that built around that area,
it's closer to that park where these people were exercising.
Okay.
It was around 1.4 kilometers away from what I read. It was 1.4 kilometers. That's like a walking distance.
It is a walking distance, yes.
Yeah. And it's also part of the reason why many women, including myself, guys, I'm scared of jogging and going along walks by myself. It's not safe.
No, it's not.
It's no longer a safe routine. I remember I used to do it a lot while I was still studying. But now, I have to think. I'm overthinking. I'm thinking someone is going to grab my phone. Anything might happen to me as I go on a jog. It's no longer safe. So according to reports, this was Kluyts' routine. Every Sunday, she would go on walks and jogs in that gated community, the suburbs of Sandton. So the Sandton team of detectives managed to crack the murder case of Kluyts by arresting her alleged murderer on Sunday, November the 26th in Parkmore suburb. The alleged killer is a student at a Sandton tertiary institution. He was arrested at around 4 p.m. on Sunday at the student's residence in Benmore. Now, this follows a thorough investigation by detectives and the cooperation by 24/7 security management. So the police were working along with private security to try and find out what happened to Kirsten. So security management was also involved, and the area has a lot of it 24/7 security.
Yes.
So you can imagine Kirsten did not see this one coming, in my
No,
opinion.
you wouldn't have predicted it.
You know, the arrest was made possible following video footage obtained from closed circuit television CCTV cameras in the vicinity of Parkmore. Now, on his first court appearance, the suspect was revealed to be Bafana Mahungela, a student at Varsity College in Sandton. Now, Bafana Mahungela, who's 21 years old, made his first appearance in the Alexandra Magistrates Court on Tuesday morning. It is unclear what field of studies Mahungela is pursuing. However, he's a student at Varsity College. And Varsity College said that it was shocked and distressed that a student from the institution has been arrested and charged with the murder of the Sandton teacher, Kirsten Kluyts. Varsity College Sandton campus head, Kimberly McIntyre, said that we can confirm that the student will be suspended pending outcome of a trial, as is our policy. So it's the policy at Varsity College that whenever you've done criminal activities, they're going to suspend you. And the matter is now in the hands of the South African police, she said. And the National Prosecuting Authority, the NPA, said that they would be opposing bail. Okay, the 21-year-old Bafana Mahungela made his second court appearance in the Alexandra Magistrates Court, this time on the 5th of December. And according to the National Prosecution Authority, the NPA, he was expected to appoint an attorney on the 5th of December. Kirsten Kluyts, who was a teacher at Dela Park High School, had participated in this athletic event called the My Run event on the day of her murder. An NPA spokesperson Pindi Jonondwane said that other athletes realized that she was missing when the race was finished. So they started searching for her and found her body dumped next to a walking path. Now, almost a month after her murder, Mahungela was arrested at Varsity College student residence in Benmore on November the 26th. The arrest was made possible following video footage obtained from closed-circuit television CCTV cameras in the vicinity of Parkmore. On the 13th of December, this man accused of forcing themselves on Kirsten and also murdering her says that he was shocked and traumatized to learn of the charges against him. Vehemently, he denied any association with the murder, despite admitting to taking the victim's clothes at the scene. There's video footage of this guy seen leaving that park wearing Kirsten's clothes while she was jogging. Now, that is the strangest thing I've ever seen.
And I was thinking, why would you do that? And I later realized that it could make him be in a better position to look like he's jogging. And the manner in which he was wearing like someone, if you look at the techies and the tracksuit, like someone who's jogging. So he wanted to portray that look, I guess.
I thought to myself that maybe he didn't want to be recognized. You know how an incident happened and maybe there was a person who saw him go into the park wearing all black or wearing a black t-shirt, and then to confuse maybe the person who might have spotted him, he decided, let me wear this blue t-shirt that Kirsten was wearing so that they don't spot me or whatever. I was thinking that, in my opinion.
Yeah, the preparedness for me also of looking like you are jogging, that's what threw me off. I see he's casting a doubt on whether he did it or not. Well, looking at how he looks in terms of wearing in a manner that you look like you're jogging. So it's something like it would be too coincidentally to actually be in that vicinity. You forgot to tell the taxi to stop somewhere. And,
You know, when he told that story in yesterday's court appearance about him taking a taxi.
And you are wearing like that, and eventually you change whatever you're wearing on top, you put a t-shirt of runners, and the look going down, it just matches as if you were running, even though the t-shirt is small. Obviously, that's the only thing.
It's a mess, you guys. It's a lot. So yeah, the clean cut suspect is how they described him. Appeared relaxed and unruffled on this court appearance, and Gutiwa, he was wearing a grey tracksuit pants with a white shirt, featuring a BMW 325i. Now this was the second court appearance, not the one that we saw yesterday. And at some point, but he held tightly to the top that he was wearing. Okay. So prosecutor Ayanda Bakana told the court about Kluyts' gruesome death and his alleged connection. The state claimed that an unknown blunt object was used to kill her. It is the state's submission further that there were items, property that belonged to the deceased that was taken. Now, allegedly, running shoes were taken, sunglasses, and a t-shirt and pants. There's footage or there's images that have come through from the journalists that are covering the case. And yeah, he was wearing a t-shirt and the sunglasses that belonged to the deceased. She was undressed, even there. It's not just the t-shirt that he took everything that she was wearing.
So there were no clothes that were found of so the theory of resuscitation and all that he's claiming he was doing, it's just it doesn't hold, man. I mean, why would you resuscitate someone on the legs?
Bakana detailed this, and the state said it was still busy with further investigations. So fortunately at this stage, the post-mortem report was available and the terms of it. The cause of death was as follows: blunt force head trauma, strangulation, smothering, as well as pressure to the neck. So according to Bakana, Kluyts' body was naked. So the state alleged that the video footage showed the student following Kluyts and leaving the place where her body was found. They have footage of him following Kluyts and also leaving the place where the body was found. That's why they've put forth the charges that they put forth, and they're putting the case the way that they're putting it, to say that
it sounds premeditated. It's something that sounds like premeditated. So basically, if you were thinking that this guy would get a bail, I don't think he would get a bail.
The same footage also allegedly showed the student jumping over a locked gate in a bid to run away. So he was jumping the gate, and I said the fence, my apology, but he was jumping the gate. And before that, captured throwing him away some of her clothes. He was also seen wearing her shirt, her blue shirt. Thereafter, the accused was seen walking, but still in possession of some of the clothes that belonged to the deceased. On his way where he was staying, he was seen sitting down under a tree next to a certain road where he was seated. Now, allegedly, there are 2 drains in that area. He was seen inserting the clothes of the deceased inside that drain. Now, after doing that, allegedly, he took 3 or 4 steps before turning back to check whether the items he was discarding were visible. At one stage, he allegedly realized that the cap belonging to the victim could be easily seen. Allegedly, he went back and tried to force it inside the drain. Now, all of that apparently is appearing in one of the videos.
Look, there is basically nothing here. You can play any card, any because like it feels like there's a play of a race card here. No, in my own thinking, I don't think we should even be going there. In this case, the evidence is overwhelming, and I mean, there's no denying. Being closer to that person, it's overwhelming. And if you were seen following this person, then you should have seen someone who did something on this person. And if you haven't seen that person, and all of a sudden you're seen wearing the t-shirts and having his hair belongings, and who else could it be?
Now, Bafana took to the stand and told the court that he was a second-year varsity college student from Nazareth in Mpumalanga. He was an average student. He said he missed some of his final exams due to his arrest in November. The student told the court that he had gone to a pajama party held for his girlfriend's friend's 21st birthday in Alexandra on October the 28th. He said there were more than 20 people at the party, and he spent the night in Alexandra.
Is that an alibi?
Yes. He returned to Sandton the next morning using a taxi and missed his stop as he dozed off on the way back home. He passed the park on his way, and after making a stop at the restaurant at the Sandton Sports Club, was walking on the jogging trail when he spotted the deceased. He was at a pajama party. That's what he alleges. And yet he was wearing sports gear. Okay, never mind that he was wearing sports gear. And then he says that he got off at the wrong stop. He fell asleep in the taxi.
Where were the pajamas? Because he's seen walking without any pajamas, without any bag.
Without a bag, at least you have carried the pajama for the pajama party. But then maybe one would argue that maybe he wasn't wearing pajamas. Maybe he was wearing those clothes for exercising. Maybe he was wearing the sneakers and the track pants and the black shirt that he was alleged to have been wearing.
It doesn't sit well with me. I know that maybe people said we must look at this because there's going to be contradiction and also been a big controversial situation where
maybe it's a race
it could
thing.
be a race thing. It could be, guys.
Well, he denied carrying anything other than a phone the entire time. He said, I decided to stop to pee, but I ended up not doing so because I saw a rag down there by the trees. I wondered what it was and decided to go investigate. When I got there, I first kicked it with my foot and I felt that there was weight to it. That's when I proceeded to remove it because there was no response. So I saw someone laying on their side facing the other direction from him, and it was a white lady, he said. He said, I then realized after shaking her that there was no response. So then went and turned her and checked for her pulse, and I put my ear on her heart. That's when I realized there's nothing. The person had passed away, he explained. Now he's positioning himself as a person who just stumbled upon the deceased.
Not followed the deceased.
Not followed the deceased.
Yet there's evidence that says otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's footage that says otherwise.
And if that is the case, that's a first white lie.
Well, he denied having knowledge of what happened to Kluyts and said that when he realized that she was dead, a white person and a white woman, he wanted nothing, tying him to the murder. So he's using the race card. That you know what it's like for a man of his stature to be found next to the body of a woman. But then the question is, why didn't he call for help? Wouldn't you be in panic mode to such an extent that the nearest, closest person you could find, you'd want to call for help?
Yeah, you would.
Then why didn't he do that? He's 21. I see a lot of people are like, maybe he was young, he was in
Nah.
panic mode, he was in,
Look.
but this is a public place.
Look, once you are seen in that situation, if that is the submission, then you do everything to clean yourself up by making sure that you call the right people so that you are not implicated.
Do you understand? Like, that's part that puzzles me. You wear her clothes and you go, you run.
Now, as for wearing her
If
clothes,
it
we
was not for the footage.
we are black people. We respect things of death.
Yes, and if something unfortunate like that happened, you don't have a choice but to try and find help.
Yeah.
Whether you'll become a suspect or not, it's even far from your mind because you're in that moment. You're in that moment of panic, right? Whether you are thinking this person, you will be cleared if you didn't do the crime. But for you to just walk away and wear her clothes, strip her naked.
No, that's
She's
not
passed
Ubuntu that
Oh,
we were
God.
taught. That's not Ubuntu. So for that, again, points taken for me. I don't know. The court will see what is fit, but from where I stand right now, there's nothing actually that you can use to defend this person.
Well, given the scourge of GBV, that's what he used. He said that he took her clothes to get rid of his fingerprints. He also denied taking her cell phone and keys, saying that he didn't need to because he was not poor. So when he arrived at his residence near Benmore Center, he said he told the caretaker's girlfriend what happened because it was eating him inside. He said, I couldn't keep it to myself. Detailing his arrest on November the 26th, he alleged that he was assaulted. One of the present officers were there during his arrest, was also there in court. He saw him. Now, to me, I don't know about you guys, but once I heard that he's also using this as an argument, I'll be like, I feel like, why? I feel like maybe he's been following the Senzo Meyiwa trial and seeing how the accused from there have been saying that the police were beating them up and whatnot. And I feel like, in my opinion and my speculation, and I feel like he's observing how strong of an argument it is for those accused in court, and perhaps this was also a good addition to add. I don't know, or maybe it's something that the legal counsel perhaps claimed that, you know what, maybe if we use this, maybe I don't know. It's my speculation, but I found it quite strange that he says he was assaulted. Now he's using that as well to try and argue his case, and it's so early on, and he's using that. The trial hasn't even begun. This is his bail hearing, and already there's every kind of defense mechanism that one would think of. We saw the race card, and now we're seeing the assault by the police, and I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you guys of the court of public opinion, let's decide. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Did he do it? Did he not do it? What do you think? Now, the officer in court was snapping or slapping him. That's what he said, because he pointed at this police officer apparently in court. He was spotting them, and he said that this police officer was slapping him from downstairs till he got to his room. There was also some private investigators who took an iron in his room and told one of the police officers to switch it on because he thinks that they were playing games, or that he was playing games. They thought that he was playing games. Okay. He said, I was slapped by 2 officers. There was also another one who choked me while I was downstairs at res. After I went out of my room, there's a study place at res, so I was leaning on the table, and he carried on slapping me there, saying, you killed this person, repeatedly. Here, I don't know, guys. I wouldn't fault the police much, but although they need to stop this thing of, if they did it, which I don't know if they did it or not. But this thing of because it weakens the situations in the courts. Okay, when these accused, they argue, they always want to run to that as a defense. As long as they had the CCTV footage, what they should have done is just arrested him. They should have arrested him. There was no need for the bitterizations and all of that. They should just arrested him. But perhaps he was hostile. We don't know. We were not there. So the accused told the court that he was left with a perforated eardrum that needed to be closed. Asked how he felt about being linked to Kluyts' death, he said that it's a shock to him. It's traumatizing. If you can ask anyone, in his words, I quote, even if you can ask anyone, even the guys in prison, I get along with all of them in my cell. Oh my God, did he not just say that? I'm friends with all the cellmates. It's shocking for me because I'm kind to everyone. So I don't know what they're talking about. The matter was postponed up until the following week for continuation of the bail application. He remained in custody. So yesterday, Bafana Mahungela made another court appearance, and that's when I think a majority of us caught along with the case. The father and other family members of the students were in court, and the state was opposing bail. The matter kicked off with a continuation of the accused evidence, which was led by his lawyer, Advocate Itumeleng Masako. The issue of him being restrained cropped up for a second time because apparently in the earlier court appearance, the police had been told to uncuff him. But this time around, he was still cuffed in his legs. Now, this issue cropped up again yesterday as he appeared shackled, despite a court ruling that the restraints be removed at his last appearance. So the leg irons can create a prejudice against the accused that they may be guilty. I tried, guys. I tried to look for more information because I didn't want to make prejudgments. Okay, so court was forced to adjourn briefly to allow the orderly to remove them. So those iron cuffs on his legs had to be removed. So the accused also cut a different figure from his previous appearance. Now, this time around, he was dressed in a gray tracksuit and kept a somber face. Now, myself personally, as I was watching him on those clips that were circulating yesterday on Twitter, I was wondering why he was all smiley, while giving his testimony. It kind of freaked me out. It gave me psycho vibes. That's my opinion. Okay, it irked me. I'm like, this issue that you're being accused of is very serious. Why are you smiling? What's funny? It's very serious, and you're on the stand and you're speaking like that. Your body language is not showing trauma or freaking out or at least try to take the situation seriously. But he had his own excuse for it. He said his tendency is to smile while testifying. Well, his tendency of smiling while testifying came naturally as he's friendly with everyone, and that it was not because he took the matter lightly. Well, that's not how a majority of people are going to perceive this. His lawyer needs to tell him to not do that, in my opinion. So the better part of the morning was spent examining as well the photos taken at the pyjama party. The accused allegedly attended the Saturday before the murder at the sports club and of Kluyts during her walk before her death. Now, I wonder if in that pyjama party he's wearing those track pants and tekkies and the black shirt that he was spotted with while going into the park. I'm curious. So in evidence led by his attorney, Itumelong Masaku, he used these images to try and provide proof of the accused's whereabouts between the 2 days. Some of the images shared showed a man wearing a blue shirt, hat, and sunglasses, and the shirt appears to be the same one Kluyts was wearing shortly before her murder. The suspect confirmed that it was her shirt that he was wearing. And when he was captured on CCTV footage, another photograph showed the suspect at the party with his girlfriend and other guests. And in it, he is seen wearing what appears to be the same hat. Okay, but what about the rest of the outfit? That's what I wanted to know. Okay, but he's wearing the similar hat that he's wearing or was spotted as he left the park in Kurt's blue t-shirt as well as sunglasses. Throughout, the accused insisted that he had no intention to kill or rob anyone. In his words, and I quote, he said, "I think you wouldn't be right in your mind if that's how you think. I can't just come from a party the previous day, going home to submit an assignment and decide, yeah, I'm going to kill someone now. What does that benefit me?" he said. He denied that police read him his rights or produced a search warrant on the day of his arrest. Now, when I hear this, I also am thinking back to this trial that we cover a lot on the channel, the Senzo Meyiwa trial, and how this question around the warrants of arrest and whether they were done or they were handed in, whether the accused were read their rights, and I'm thinking, like, you know what? Police, these nitty-gritties, I wish there was a way that they could be recorded, in my opinion. I wish there was a way that they need to be done so that not just any nitty-gritty can try and use this argument whenever they want to prove their cases, because it's really not that much of a big deal. It's not something that should be overshadowing the fact that a crime took place and Kirsten lost her life, and the police are merely doing their jobs here, and they arrested this person. And now the arguments about the rights, the reading of the rights, and the main trial has not even begun, guys. This is a bail hearing. Okay, so I wish that there was a way for police to solidify this process and record it, record it so that it's not even brought up if it was done or not. It's not even brought up in the court case because it seems to be popping up a lot for my liking. So he alleged that he was assaulted by several officers, including the investigating officers assigned to the case, who was present on both days of his bail application. He also adamantly denied that he had been stalking the victim. Were you stalking her? That's what he was asked. If someone came here and said you were following the victim, would you be telling the truth? This is the question that was posed by his legal attorney, Itumeleng Masaku. The accused vehemently denied this claim. During the proceedings, Masaku also asked his client about his views on gender-based violence, to which the accused said it was better for a man and wife to speak about their issues. He also told the court that he was a member of a church who had been baptized in 2017. The 21-year-old varsity college student said that he wasn't aware that she was pregnant because it was disclosed in court that Kirsten was pregnant. And now it's a double jeopardy. It's a double murder now. I don't know how it goes in the court, whether it's not counted because she was pregnant or maybe she needed to be in a particular trimester for it to be considered as such. But this is really sad. This broke my heart. This is sad. No, at the time of her death, she was pregnant, guys. And as he provided details on the condition of her body when he allegedly discovered it, it was the second day he had been on the stand as he tried to secure bail. The state opposing the bail. Apparently, he has not yet pleaded, particularly with the charge of forcing himself on Kirsten Kluyts. So, according to the Criminal Procedure Act, the accused in such a case cannot be identified until they plead. Okay, that is the reason why most publications could not really give his name. It's because the only charge, when he first appeared, they gave their name because the only charge that he was faced with was murder, until the NPA added more charges. And the media publications now discovered that Kirsten, someone had forced themselves on her, and also he pleaded for that charge. So he has not yet pleaded for the charge of forcing himself on Kirsten. So last week, the state added premeditated murder, the charge of forcing himself on her. And I use this term, guys, because we cannot use the R word on YouTube, as well as robbery, okay, with aggravated circumstances. So prosecutor Ayanda Bafana began his cross-examination after a lengthy morning and afternoon taken up by the man concluding his testimony. Bafana tried to dismantle the good picture the defense had spent hours painting by scrutinizing the accused's academic record and his actions when he allegedly discovered her body at the Sentence Sports Club. Bafana also pressed the accused on whether he would dispute that Kluyts was one of the participants of the My Run event at the club and that she had previously taken part in the events. The accused repeatedly said he would not dispute these facts as he had no knowledge of this information. And again, on that day, as she was one of the people involved in the run, she was pregnant. You will not dispute that. You don't know about it. And Bafana asked, to which the accused concurred. He insisted he did not know Kluyts until he came across her covered body next to the park jogging trail. He also denied following or meeting her at any point before her death. He earlier said he had stopped to relieve himself when he spotted a rag and decided to investigate. Now, upon moving it with his leg, he noticed movement and uncovered it. That's when he discovered her body with its back to him. He turned her over and felt for a pulse, and when he felt none, he got scared and ran away. His initial reason for checking her pulse was to try and help, he claimed. But then why didn't he call the police, call anybody who was nearby, something to show that you genuinely cared for the state that Kirsten was in? In my opinion, running away was possibly the worst thing that he could have done if he did not do it. That's my opinion. Well, Bafana pressed him on this asking if he carried out his initial intention to help, to which the accused said no. The only reason I didn't help is because I realized that she's dead. Pressed further on why he still didn't try to help by raising the alarm, the man said because it was her skin color and a woman, I got scared. When I got there, I didn't know if she was alive or dead. So only after I realized that she passed away, that's when I got scared because I didn't want to be involved because I've already touched her body. That's why I took the clothes and left. What role of me still thinking about trying to help, or what was long out of my mind? Before that, I was only thinking to escape. That's the only thing that was running through my mind. I was scared, he insisted. Now, earlier, the second year student provided details of his alleged discovery of her body that Sunday morning. He said the reason he knew to check for a pulse or other signs of life was because he watched a lot of movies. He also claimed that upon turning her over, he only saw scratches or on one of her cheeks and knew nothing of the head trauma. The accused said he spent less than 10 minutes with her body. he considered wearing the blue shirt Kluyts was pictured wearing moments before her murder and admitted to later disposing of it with her cap, pants, running shoes down the drain. Pictures shown in court showed the accused wearing a black shirt when he walked into the club and later a blue shirt, sunglasses, and a hat as he left, which belonged to Kirsten. He's also seen holding something under his right arm. Okay, this he revealed were Kluyts' clothes, which he wrapped with his black shirt. He said, "I did that so that I don't get involved. I can't get involved in something I don't know about. I pushed it into the drain," he insisted to advocate Dumeleng Masako, before adding that he'd understand if he later faced charges related to his actions. The accused denied that he was a flight risk and would attempt to evade trial or interact with witnesses if he is released on bail. He told the court he intended to stay indoors throughout the entire matter as the case is too much for him. The accused broke down when he was asked about his mother. He said his mother suffered a heart attack when she heard what he is being accused of. Who wouldn't, right? I don't think as a mother you raise a child to grow up and later be accused of such heinous crimes. And provided the way he was talking, you can tell that they raised him well. You can tell that he went to the best schools. You can tell that they took him to the schools, the best schools that they could afford. The way he speaks, the way he's so articulate. Even I, at some point, felt like, maybe, just maybe. But for his mother, she had a heart attack. For his mother, she had a heart attack. So that's how shocked she was. Okay. So when asked why he's emotional, he said, "Because my mom knows I'm not into crime." Guys. The family of the accused was also in court. Now, I'm going to send my apologies if there's any offense that I may be making by making this video. But the family was upset over the media coverage of the murder and court proceedings. I find it very... Let me just say, I apologize if they're going to be upset over this video, should they come across it. But I feel that the media is doing what needs to be done with regards to this case. Kirsten deserves justice. And having media there, I feel, is right. It's justified. It's justified because at the end of the day, no one should have doubts about what happened. No one should be feeling like any of the arguments that are raised were valid. There shouldn't be any room for doubt. The evidence will speak for itself. So I understand that they are frustrated with the media coverage, but in my opinion, I feel that it's needed. I feel like it's needed. I feel like this case needs to be covered in that way. Otherwise, it could end up being a race issue, and we don't want it to be that. We want it to, the evidence must speak for itself, because it's two different people of different races, and the media covering it, in my opinion, is important. I don't know about you guys. You tell me in the comments what you think. So the matter is set to continue on Tuesday, that's today, and that's pretty much it, guys. I tried as much as I can to update you on what is happening, and hopefully now you are updated. So let's follow this case. Let's see how it's gonna end. But from the sounds of Mr. Anonymous, it sounds like, you know what, he's already concluded that this guy he's already concluded that, you know what, this guy, I thought I'd be in a similar sense of Meiwa situation and be like, no, but maybe he did. Hi, The evidence is overwhelming, guys. But you tell me, is he a psycho? Or is he being accused of a crime that he didn't commit? Put your comments down there in the comment section. And please don't forget to also like the video, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? You know here, this is the court of public opinion. And you guys, I want to know your versions from what you heard and what I delivered. What do you think? Is he a psycho? Did he do it? Or is he being accused of a crime he didn't commit? Until the next one, guys, it's a bye from me.